Hello, snowboarders of the internet. I'm your host, Avran LeFeber, and in this video, we're gonna break down the Ride Lasso Pro. That's right, there's a pro version of the Lasso. So giddy up, partner, let's dive right into it. Remember, the best boot is the one that fits your foot and fits your needs. So make sure you're sized properly, make sure the boot fits your foot, and that it fits your needs. You're a super jibby park kid, you don't need an ultra stiff boot, or maybe you do. There is a thing called personal preference. Just the same as if you are a big charging free ride guy, maybe you need a stiffer boot, not that soft, floppy noodle of one that you have. Either way, make sure you do it right. Shopping online? Don't really recommend that with boots, but if you're gonna do it, why don't you check out some of our affiliates down below, because those are the shops that we recommend and we know that they work well with people that are trying to get boots, in case you have to return them. One thing I like about Ride boots is they use urethane in their materials. This helps hold its shape. It gives it more rebound. You'll notice that in the tongue and the back spine of this boot. This is a full synthetic boot and you do have TPU on the toe. So you're gonna have this nice rubber there with an even more aggressive rubber piece out at the tip there. It is a double stitch seam as well as on the side here. What you're gonna notice is if you're really hacking this with your edge, that may fray down on you. When you crank your toe strap, that may create a pressure point. So you gotta be aware of that, especially if you have last click syndrome like TC. On the back spine of this boot, you got urethane. That's gonna give you a lot of rebound into this. Be able to really drive into it. This is a stiffer boot, so you gotta be aware of that. And it does have a very narrow shape to it, especially in that heel. You do have a different type of articulation. It's more vertical than horizontal in this. So when you drive into this, it's not gonna have as much give in there. This is gonna prevent it from bowing out or getting weird crease points in there initially. Over time, that could totally happen. At the base of the shell, you're gonna notice on the foot area that you have that heat reflective tape. That helps just refract heat back into the liner. It helps keep you warm. It's a nice little added feature that's a little bit innocuous that most people don't know that these have. But by and large, this is a very well-built boot and they really designed this to function and last. The Lasso Pro is a double boa boot, but the shell is only done up with the single boa. So you have one boa that connects everything and you've got the closer down here. This helps snug it. So this changes the tension on it. So when you're tightening up that shell, how you flex in that boot, which I always tell people this, when you're in a single boa boot and you're trying to get it tighter at the ankle, flex into it when you tighten it up. It just changes the dynamic of how that cable pulls. You do have that cloth cable. On the side, this is your internal harness. This is what's gonna lock your ankle down inside the boot. And so you're gonna notice that you've got this fabric here that comes over. So when you tighten this down, this will pull over the liner and just help lock it in. It doesn't come up as high as other ones, but it is more like a medium height in there. So this is really just gonna help get that liner snug to the shell. Hey, why haven't you liked this video yet? Go do it now. And while you're down there, why haven't you subscribed? You know who you are, subscribe. Click that bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the programming we've got coming out for you, because we've moved from content to programming. So much programming. On the sole of this boot, you do have the Michelin tread. Ride was the first company to actually do this. Now you see 32 doing it. So this does have Michelin rubber, like the tire company, in it. It's got a good tread pattern. This is also gonna help dampen underfoot, so kinetic vibrations. That works in conjunction with everything else they've got going on in the sole of this boot. And this is a bit more of an aggressive tread. The pattern is a little more rigid. That rubber is gonna help dampen impacts. Also, you're gonna notice from the side that this actually sits a little bit more lower profile in it, so it's not as bulky. The liner of this boot is Ride's Dream Liner. It is a burrito wrap liner. That means that instead of it having a tongue that you pull down, meaning it's from the side, so this changes the power dynamic. When you're forward flexing through this, it changes the fit up a little bit in there. And this is a very well-built liner, in my opinion. I've seen a lot of liners over the years. Now on top of that, you've got this huge back spine. So basically the J-bar goes up and all the way and then across the back here. This adds some rigidity to it. It is an intuition liner. You can heat mold these. You also have the cord out ankle pockets. So if you've got really protruding ankle bones and they sit in there perfectly, they're gonna push out. If they don't sit in there perfectly, that's a different story. But you got fantasy fur lining the top, and yes, that's what it's called, fantasy fur. So that helps you slip in. And then you got the slip and grip technology at the back of this little piece right here. So if your foot starts to lift up, it grips a little bit more. It's a little more aggressive. You're also gonna notice that you have a deep heel pocket inside this liner. This is very, very tight. Like, this is a very, very narrow heel in there. Overall, with the way the shape of the liner is, you do get this seam right here on the outside. You get this seam here on the inside. You shouldn't notice these too much unless you're really sensitive around your pinky toe in there. You do get the Impacto Elite footbed. This has a really deep heel pocket in it. This actually has some posting to it. So you're gonna notice that it kind of holds its shape, and it's very deep. So yes, when I push on the top of it, there's a lot of give in that arch support, but below it, it's a little more firm. For you casual riders, those who go 15 days or less, this might be all you need, but overall, looking at it, I would still replace it with an aftermarket, but this is actually better than what Ride has done in the past. If we do some measurements on just the shell, at the back of the boot, this is a size 10. That comes to 10 inches in the back. At the top of the tongue, it's just under 11. There's going to be a little bit of a difference in between the front and the back of this. Measuring this with the liner in, we got this just shy of 11.5 in the back, so that is a little bit higher than other boots. And then at the front, we've got it just under 11 inches. Measuring this liner at the widest section of the forefoot, starting at the 1 inch mark on the tape measure, it goes out to 5, that's 4 inches. It's about a standard width. You will notice though that this is slightly tapered in there, so I think a more narrow foot would fit in this a little bit better. This boot is definitely for someone with a narrower ankle, average forefoot, someone that wants a stiffer boot with a lot of power into it and a lot of rebound. It is a good boot for that if it fits your foot and fits your needs. Unfortunately, this does not fit my foot or fit my needs. In terms of flex, it actually almost feels close to my thoraxis in there. I know that this will break in a little bit more just being single boa, but that's whatever. Overall, very impressed with what Ride and K2 are doing in boots. I think they actually make some of the best boots in the market. I might be slightly biased because I ride K2 boots, TC rides, Ride boots, but these are just very well built. They're designed for it, and if they fit your foot and fit your needs, I'd strongly recommend looking into it. These just tend to last longer in terms of overall durability because of the urethane that they put in there. You can just really drive into it and not have problems with like back spines creasing or breaking. I will say that I have seen the slime tongues on certain Ride boots crack with exceptional use. They start to break in. I think it's just the way that they flex over time and how the strap is sitting on there from your binding and whatnot. But overall, I can't say enough good things about Ride boots. I think these are really good. Kind of bummed that they don't fit my foot shape, but hey, it's not the boot for me. Like what we're doing over here? Want to support us further? Swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. Hey, so we've now gone through all the features that you need to know about on the Lasso Pro. Hopefully we broke this video down enough for you. If we haven't, or it's not the boot for you, why don't you go check out one of our other boot breakdown videos.